Want to prepare your kids for success in life? Then tell them the truth about money. So says the author of the book, How Money Works, financial educator Steve Siebold, who joins us now to share some common lies that he says parents need to stop telling. Hi, Steve. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
You've outlined 5 lies that you think parents tell way too much. I'm not sure that every parent will agree that they are lies, so you might have to do some convincing here. Number 1, stop telling your kids they'll never be wealthy.
Yeah, we hear this all the time across the country from people that their parents had said, you're never going to be rich, you're never going to be wealthy. America was built by entrepreneurs, by innovators, by forward thinkers, and it really comes down to solving problems. So instead of telling your kids they're never going to be rich or never going to be wealthy or even financially independent, tell them to start focusing on solving problems, because the bigger problem you solve, the wealthier you become.
Stop teaching your kids that life is fair. I like that one, and I agree.
Yeah, I think we all figure it out pretty soon, pretty quickly, that life is not fair. So I think it's good to start with that. And when kids look at wealthy people and rich neighborhoods and things on TV, to say that, some people are born into it. Some people, 1/3 of wealthy people inherited their money, 2/3 are self-made. And so this is something they can control, but not everyone is born with the same advantages, of course. But that doesn't mean you can't work your way up. Most self-made millionaires in America are stories of people that came from nothing, humble beginnings, modest education, and really even modest talent, which they'll admit.
Exactly. Number 3, stop telling your kids they won't be able to have fun if they're focused on money.
Yeah, I think they're not mutually exclusive. I mean, that so many entrepreneurs, people, and also people that have high-level jobs or professions, doctors, lawyers, accountants, etc. They really enjoy what they do. And when you enjoy what you do, of course, as we all know, you get good at it, you get better at it, you focus on it, you think about it, you dream about it. So it can really be fun. If you engage your passions and then you focus on solving problems within that subset of passions, you can become wealthy in this country.
What if your passion is something that is not lucrative, though?
Well, people find ways to make things lucrative. Teachers find ways to create tutoring services, and then they franchise the tutor service. So there's always a way, typically, to take something and bring it to scale. And there are a lot of people that are really good at that, and you can find all this information online on the web. All
right, the next one, it might be my favorite one. Stop teaching your kids that rich people are smarter.
Yeah, this is really a misnomer. There are obviously rich people. I've been interviewing rich people for almost 40 years, and self-made millionaires. And there are exceptions. Steve Jobs, a genius. Elon Musk, a genius. There are geniuses for sure. But for 99% of them, they're just like us. They're just like the rest of us. They just are very passionate. They're very focused. They're very ambitious. And they are focused on solving problems that create value for people, that eventually the byproduct becomes wealth.
So should we focus on street smarts? Is that important?
I think it's very, very important. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think pointing your kids toward their passions, whether you think, those are potentially profitable or not, pointing them towards the things they're very interested in and they want to study and they want to spend time, even if it's video games. There are multimillionaires that have created video games and play video games even. They fill stadiums with people now that watch video games. Go figure. So there's always a way typically to turn your passion into money if you're focused.
All right, and lastly, stop always comforting your kids. Amen to that.
Yeah, this is a tough one for parents. I'm not a parent, so what do I know about this? But I would just say, in business, it's especially if you're going to stake your claim, seek financial independence. It's a rough and tumble world out there. And I think you just have to, as a parent, I think you have to be careful that you don't over comfort kids. I know that's got to be pretty tough for parents to do, but at least let them know that the world's full of critics. And as soon as you stick your neck out to do something unusual, they're going to sound off, and it's going to hurt a little bit. And I think you want them to be prepared for that.
What do you think, in the last seconds, is the first conversation that we should be having with our kids about money?
Teach them how money works, the basics. That's why Tom Matthews and I wrote this book, just so a kid, a 14-year-old kid or a 12-year-old kid, could understand just the basics, because that's all you really need to know.
Basics like what?
Basics like things like the rule of 72, how long it takes for money to double at a given interest rate, the time value of money in investing, basic compound interest, if they could really explain and understand compound interest, just basic things like that that can really change the way people look at their money.
Steve Siebold, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All of that is in his book, which is called How Money Works. And Daytime will be right back.